here for about 20 years. My mother, when she was about 6 years old, she lived in this state called Arkansas in the south of the United States. One day they were coming back home from church. The six of them were in the car. They were driving across this bridge. As they passed across the bridge, there was a young man hanging from a tree to their right. My grandmother looked at my mother and she said, "Move your head away, don't look at that." She tried to hide their eyes from what they were seeing. But as a 6-year-old, you're just inquisitive, you have to see. So they did. And she said it left a major mark on her mind. Because they would go down in the downtown of that area. The town's called Little Rock, Arkansas, and they would hang out in the town. They would dress up in the nice dresses, in the little purses and things like that. And they would go downtown, and they would realize they couldn't go into the same ice cream shops as everybody else could go into. And if they did, they were held at the door. They couldn't go actually inside. So my grandmother would go and buy them a little handful of peanuts. And they'd take their peanuts and they'd sit out in front of the place, they would eat their peanuts and they'd talk to each other and joke. And I speak to my mother to this day. She said she had a great childhood. Because they could talk to each other, they had love, and they could hang out, and they could talk, and they could feel good. But in reality, they were being denied a basic right. Even when my grandmother would go inside the place to purchase things, she would have to wait till all the other people, white people, were served first. Could take an hour. I had this friend. He lived in New Orleans. There's a town not too far from New Orleans called Chalmette. In this town, this kid would go to school every morning, and he had to pass through this neighborhood. He had to walk through this neighborhood. It was like a block long. When he walked through this neighborhood, everybody in their houses would come out of their houses in the front yard and scream nigger to this kid as he walked down the street. Someone would set their dogs on. They'd open up fences and let their dogs run out and chase after this kid. 12 years old trying to escape a Doberman pinscher trying to bite you in the ass. If you can imagine that. And then he'd get to school and those same kids whose parents sent their kids to school, the kids that lived in those homes would come up to him and say, "My dog is going to beat you up when you get home. My dog is going to bite you, little nigger. My dog's going to kill you." And he had to deal with this every single day trying to get to school. And that wasn't that long ago. When I was in high school, I was on a city bus, very much like that one. Just driving to school, normal like a normal kid. I get on this bus, I open up the window to the bus and look out the window of the bus. And there was a couple in the bus, in their car, pardon me. Just sitting there in the car. I just kind of happened to glance at him and just kind of looked my way. And the guy looked at me and said, "What are you looking at, nigger?" And when he said that, those words went through me. They didn't just go in my ears, they went through me. Like about 1,000 knives. That word nigger, just that one word nigger, when it's said, it's like a knife. It is not like just a word. People think, "Oh, I hear it on rap songs, I hear Jay-Z saying it, blah, blah, blah." No, it's not that way. That word is a killing word. It is meant to kill. If that word could actually kill people physically, it would. And it did me, actually. It killed a piece of me. It killed a piece of me. I was never the same after that. I was never the same. I was never this young kid who wanted, "Hey, man, my life's going to be this, my life's going to be that." No. I was always thinking, who's the next person that's going to call me nigger? And more than that, how am I going to deal with it? How am I going to become myself if there's people out in the world that constantly want to kill me with their words? How am I going to overcome that? It took a lot of overcoming to overcome that. It took a lot of talking to people to overcome that. It took a lot of self-examination of how I was going to overcome these words. Dr. King said, "I have a dream." We all know that. a dream. Actually, I have a wish. I have a wish, and I've had this wish for many, 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 many years. And this wish was that everybody in the world could understand what we go through in the United States. Everybody could. Not just our organizations in the United States, NAACP and all the rest of it, but everybody on every part of the world. And it just so happened, unfortunately, God rest his soul, George Floyd was killed. But you know, I'll tell you what, George Floyd's one. There's many George Floyds. There are many, 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 many George Floyds that you'll never, ever, ever hear about. Just in the last year, okay, if you times that by about 50, you'll get close, okay? But it just so happened that Mr. Floyd was killed, and when he was killed, the entire world found out about it because it came over the internet, and everybody got involved. So to me, my wish has been fulfilled, because everybody's aware of this thing now. It is time for racism to end. It is everywhere. It is all over the world. But it is definitely time for racism to end. And the thing is, this is not between black and white. This isn't a black and white thing. When I talk about black and white folks, this is not brown and black against white. There's none of that. It's us against racist people. It's us against racist ideas. It is us against racist systems. So I thank you so much. I'm thankful for living in a country with people that understand that and who are willing to stand up for that, who are willing to come out here and brave diseases and all the rest of it, to stand here and say racism has had its day. Now it's time for it to end. Let's stand together. My name is Gregory Boyd, and I am so glad to stand with you. Thank you very much.